Hello and welcome. I am Ladi Akeredoluale. Tonight, several persons, including 2 community leaders, feared dead as suspected militia group attacks 7 villages in Adamawa State in northeast Nigeria. Traditional rulers challenge government on continued killings in parts of the country, demand severe action to curb the trend. Activities in some universities come to a halt as the Non-Academic Staff Union and Senior Staff Association of Universities embark on another strike. And former Yemeni President Ali Abdullah Saleh is killed amidst fighting between his supporters and their former allies, the Houthi rebels.
On business news tonight, Nigeria's Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index report from FBN Quest shows negative reading in November against central banks' reports of 8 consecutive expansions.
On sports news, Manchester United will not appeal Paul Pogba's 3-game ban for the red card at Arsenal's Emirates Stadium ahead of the Manchester derby in the English Premier League.
A federal high court in Lagos issues warrant for the arrest of a former Enugu State Governor, Chimaroke Nnamani, over alleged money laundering.
We begin tonight in Adamawa State, northeast Nigeria, where there seems to be no end in sight for the communal conflict that has claimed many lives there in recent times. Several persons are said to have been killed, including at least 2 village heads in the latest violence which occurred in the early hours of today. Local residents told Channels Television that the village heads of Lawaru and Dong communities in Demsa local government area lost their lives in the attack, suspected to have been carried out by militiamen on 7 villages. We'll have further details on that report in the course of the bulletin, so please do stay tuned. Meanwhile, prominent traditional rulers in the country are weighing in on the continued bloodshed in Adamawa State and other parts of Nigeria. They're calling on the federal government to expedite action in halting the killings, which they say, if left unchecked, poses danger to the peace and stability of the country. The traditional rulers bared their minds in Kaduna at the General Assembly meeting of the Northern Traditional Rulers Council.
Gathered inside the prestigious Arewa House in Kaduna are prominent traditional rulers from the north and some of their colleagues from the southern part of the country who are attending the 2017 General Assembly of the Council. The meeting is coming at a time the country is being confronted with several security challenges, especially herdsmen-farmers clashes in the northern region, kidnappings and hate and divisive speeches by some citizens. The chairman of the council and Sultan of Sokoto, Saad Abubakar III, in his remarks, says Nigerians must muster courage to question their political leaders and how they govern the people and also make inputs to policy issues that involve their well-being.
Those people picking up arms, killing people are criminals. And whoever you are, you should be given that your name, criminal. Whether you are Igbo, you are Hausa, you are Yoruba, you are Fulani, you have no right to take up arms and kill other persons. If you see such things happening, then there must be failure of government. But if government wake up to their responsibilities, some of these issues would not happen. So we keep on calling on our governments. We have trust in them. We believe in their abilities to do right. Call on them to take up these issues much more seriously.
The representatives of the Southeast and South-South Traditional Rulers Council advised the federal government to make use of their previous recommendations to address some of the socio-economic and security challenges confronting the nation. They also solicit the support of their northern colleagues in their quest for a united Nigeria.
We want one indivisible Nigeria where there must be a bridge of poor and rich. A situation where the rich is getting richer and the poor is getting poorer. This will not help our nation. The traditional rulers have to rise. It is your duty. God selected you on the throne you are sitting. It's the throne of God. So the traditional rulers should take it as a bold and make sure that we drive this problem we are having.
Declaring the meeting open, the Deputy Governor of Kaduna State, Bala Bantex, who identifies insecurity as a major problem affecting the growth and stability of the country, believes that traditional rulers have a major role to play in the sustenance of peace and unity.
As royal fathers, I believe your usual intervention is imperative towards galvanizing our people to reinvent the ethos of the northern region of the past, where people lived peacefully irrespective of their ethnic and religious affiliations.
Bridge-building meetings just like this one, according to the traditional rulers, is what is needed at this particular time when the country is passing through so many challenges.
President Muhammadu Buhari has returned to the country from Jordan after participating in the counter-terrorism summit in the coastal city of Aqaba. During the trip, the president met with the King of Jordan, King Abdullah II, with whom he discussed the fight against violent extremism in the West African sub-region. The president called for increased regional cooperation to effectively deal with the challenge of insurgency both in Nigeria and in the sub-region and indeed across the world. President Buhari traveled alongside the governor of Niger State, Abubakar Bello, the governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, the governor of Osun State, Rauf Aregbesola, and the minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Musa Bello, amongst others. And talking about terrorism and its destructive effect, a victim of the Boko Haram insurgency, 6-year-old Ali Amadu, who was confined to a wheelchair for the last 3 years, now has cause to smile as he returns to Nigeria from Dubai after undergoing corrective surgery. Speaking to journalists at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja, the kid's aunt, Ms. Hassanatu Amadu, explains that Ali from Chibok local government area of Borno State suffered a spinal cord injury in 2014 following a raid on the community by insurgents.
Approximately 4 years ago, in a small village at Chibok local government area of Borno State, 6-year-old Ali Ahmadu Chibok became one of the youngest victims of Boko Haram's terrorist invasions. He suffered excruciating pain and a horrific spinal cord injury when attempting to flee the terrorists with his mother. He was both immobilized and fast deteriorating physically and mentally from that period till the first quarter of 2017, when the NGO Global Initiative for Peace, Love and Care contacted him. The young Ali Ahmadu was flown to the United Arab Emirates on the 10th of September 2017. And after almost 6 hours of extremely delicate surgery and a week in intensive care, followed by a month in recovery, he takes his first steps unaided. In comparison to when he left Nigeria bound in a wheelchair 4 months ago, his happiness at returning now able to work is clearly illustrated by his joyful smile. His aunt narrates their experience while in Dubai in an emotional leading voice.
Ina murna sosai domin kamar mu tafiya Ali yana tafiya a wheelchair. Amma gashi yau yana tafiya da kafan shi. Ina godewa.
The founder of Global Initiative for Peace, Love and Care, sponsors of the medical trip, explains the role of the initiative in assisting Ali Ahmadu.
After we left here on the 10th of September and we arrived Dubai on the 11th, so Ali was wheeled into the hospital on the 12th. After proper medical examination, they agreed that Ali needed to go for surgery as soon as possible. So after the surgery, Ali was there, and the doctor projected that Ali will walk after 6 to 7 weeks. But by the special grace of God, after 7 days, Ali was on his feet, walking. And the healing process was so fast, they never believed it.
Police.
That he wants to join the police.
The young Ali Ahmadu, who has triumphantly overcome extreme adversity, can now express optimism for his future, as he dreams of becoming a policeman when he grows up.
Indeed, sunshine at the end of tragedy. We go back to our lead story tonight, which is, of course, a tragic one, where in northeast Nigeria, specifically in Adamawa State, there seems to be no end to the conflict that has claimed many lives. Several persons were said to have been killed again today, including at least 2 village heads in the latest violence. Local residents told Channels Television that the village heads of Lawaru and Dong communities in Demsa local government area lost their lives in this very latest attack.
The latest carnage began on November the 19th, 2017 in Numan, Adamawa State, when Adamawa State Police Command confirmed the killing of at least 45 herdsmen, including women and children, in a farmer-herdsman clash. The residents of Numan began to flee their villages for fear of reprisal attacks. That fear became reality on December the 1st with an attack that left at least 4 policemen dead in Bolong community. The policemen had been detailed to the area to prevent a reprisal after the earlier clash.
Around 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., 4 corpses were brought of policemen with multiple injuries. 1 was taken this afternoon and 3 were left. They are now in the mortuary.
The dominoes kept falling as 7 villages of Demsa and Numan local government areas were today invaded by gunmen suspected to be hired mercenaries. Some of the survivors recount their ordeal.
All of them were well equipped with rifles and they were shooting anyhow, killing everyone they saw.
And the security men noticed that Fulani people has burned in our villages. No response. Only 4 vehicles. And the vehicles are not even advanced in. What they will tell the youth that let the youth take front and then the vehicle will be at back. And the worst thing they will tell us that their vehicle has not enough fuel.
The chairman of Numan Local Government Council says they've been living in peace before now.
What is on ground in terms of security is grossly inadequate. It's grossly inadequate. If you want to man security to protect lives and property, this is not what you provide. How can 4 Hilux trucks of 4 Hilux load of military men with policemen that virtually refuse to come out and safeguard lives and properties? Go to the station and see them, they are seated under trees.
The severity of the situation is not lost on the Adamawa state government.
We are assuring our citizens that the protection of their lives and property is of paramount importance to us. We're going to do our best to ensure we're calling for calm, particularly in the town of Numan.
These attacks have occurred regardless of the strong presence of security agencies, including the army, in Adamawa State, indicating the resolve of the criminal perpetrators to defy the government's position of maintaining peace in Adamawa State.
In part 2, after the break, the wife of the former president, Patience Jonathan, refiles suit seeking to vacate a no-debit order on her bank account containing $15.5 million. Please stay with us.